Hello and welcome back everybody to F1 23 My Team Career Mode. This is the season finale, episode number 16, as we are ready to take on the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix at the Yas Marina circuit. If you haven't watched the previous episodes, plural, then I would definitely recommend watching those videos first before getting to continue with this one. And also, please, if you have enjoyed watching those videos, or if you enjoy watching this video, then please leave a like and subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, and I have mentioned in the Brazil video, which is coming out on the day of recording this, that durability is definitely going to be our main focus, and we have 10 parts that are not that are not adapted. I panic adapted. I just panicked and I went for it because I was like, I'm not losing the power we have to everyone else. Like right now, as you can see, it's well, at some point we had the best engine on the grid, but it seems like Mercedes have caught up, and Aston Martin. We are definitely gonna try our best to get as much R&D points on this in this race weekend.
They'll be on the car ready for the next race
As
weekend.
we had no, yeah. Okay, we're not gonna redevelop that because we need all the R&D points we can get. By the way, the season after this, so season 2, will the calendar I've already made. It's already out on my Instagram, so yeah, don't forget to follow. But yeah, let's head straight to the race weekend, and I'll see you guys after first practice. Alright, so we are done with first practice, and I don't know, man. Seems kind of no. It seems like we're gonna have some a good amount of points to recover, or protect the affected departments as much as we can. Now we can see how much we have gained. So I think that's 1,050 points. Yeah, it is 1,150. Which won't be enough. Definitely won't be enough to save everything. So we have to think about this very carefully while we are trying to protect our things. We have one of the worst chassis. We focused a lot on our power unit to a point where our chassis is garbage. But our power unit is mostly protected, and we're gonna keep it that way. So we're gonna focus our things on durability. All right, here we are in quali. We're gonna head straight out. Set the fastest. Big issue. Okay, so we have a worn out turbo, but I have a less worn out turbo because I don't want to take another engine 5-place grid penalty. So this should be fine. Alright, so we are here at the Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi for our Q1 lap. This is going to be our only lap, as we had to take some time to replace the engine, which will definitely give us, it is definitely going to give us a 5-place grid penalty for the race. So once again, the goal for this qualifying is to have a high position to qualify in before the penalties are set. So pole position would be very preferable here, and I feel like that this is one of my stronger circuits, as I believe it's possible to get a very good position as for the start of the race, as we go to third place in Q1. We are fine, I say. Only half a second off with one run, and plus I messed up a few at the final corners, the hotel section, and the what's it called, turn 9 as well. I took it too tight, so I can definitely improve that. Alright, Q2, our first and possibly maybe only run, but I believe this is, if it's my only run, then this is a new set of softs. If it isn't, then it is a old set for our first run, as we're gonna try and get ourselves out of Q2 here as we hit a purple first sector. And as we're approaching the second sector, we do not get a purple, but it's still a very strong middle sector, 53.8 I think that was on the top right of your screens. As we now approach the hotel section, this is a very tricky part of the track, as the turns are off camber, going left, while the corners are a bit slanted to the right, I believe. But here we are across the line in a minute as we get a 124.8 on our first run here in qualifying 2. And now a new set of softs, as we're gonna try and protect our position here. There are yellows in the second sector, but that's probably just because of the drivers trying to give space to one another so they can get a very clean lap. But we are now down on our time, only a tenth and a half down on our time as we end first sector, but we are up on Carlos Sainz by 2/100ths of a second. Is it 2/100ths? I don't know, man. Time is confusing. But yeah, as we approach the hotel section once again, we are now 3/10ths up. Yeah, that glitchy stupid thing that my PS4 does, but it doesn't matter, as we now finish the lap 4/10ths, half a second up on our time, and purple lap, so that puts us at the top of Q2 for now, it seems like. Yeah, we end up in 5th. Sorry, I'm a bit out of breath. It was a lot of talking at once, but here we are now in Q3. We're gonna try to get a solid lap in, as we're gonna try to gun for pole position in qualifying before, again, the penalties are applied to us and maybe to some other drivers around us who might be taking some engine or power unit penalties. A pretty decent first sector, 17.3, as we get a pretty decent exit going onto the first DRS straight. And now here we are at turn 9. We get a purple second sector, as right now Verstappen is the one to beat on the timing charts on the top left with a 125.1, so it's going to be pretty tight, but I believe that we're going to be able to jump to a provisional pole over here as we round the final corner and we go across the line to take P1 for now, 124.1. Let's see if anyone can best that on our second runs, as we are very late on the exit on the outlap, as we have a moment over there almost losing control of our car, but we managed to catch it as we downshift a bit too much over there, getting off track. Hopefully the FIA doesn't see that, as we're because of that instability, we lose a bit of time, as we are now 0.011 seconds down on ourselves, and now we're down to P4 here, approaching the final corner with a purple second sector. Can we get pole position? I guess no pole position for us. We end up in second over here.
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves once again of our top three: Hamilton, the owner driver, and Charles Leclerc. With qualifying wrapped up now, we have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
Alright, so we are done here with our qualifying session, as we are going to line up in 7th place instead of 2nd. So we qualified in 2nd. I was hoping for pole position. I was close, but the final sector was a bit unforgiving, I guess, as we just miss out on pole position in qualifying. So I could have been the winner of qualifying. I'm gonna be the winner of the race, I hope.
It's time then for one final race in this year's Formula One World Championship. 2010 saw 4 drivers in contention for the title coming into this race, with Sebastian Vettel prevailing to become the youngest world champion to date. Is there one last sting in the tail awaiting us today? Well, it's time to find out, here at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We have 16 corners here at Yas Marina circuit, 7 to the right and 9 to the left. It's a total lap distance of 3.28 miles, 2 long straights and overtaking opportunities throughout the lap. We expect average speeds of around 123 miles per hour. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Fernando Alonso, Norris, Verstappen, the owner driver, Oscar Piastri, Perez, Ocon, Albon, Stroll, Gasly, Magnussen, Bottas, Sainz, Russell, Joe, Hulkenberg, Hauger, Sonoda, De Vries, and Logan Sargent. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Right, it's been a long, hard season. We're almost at the end, but we cannot switch off until after that checkered flag today. Let's try and end today's race on a high note.
Alright, so here we are on race day at the Yas Marina circuit. We are gonna be going for a medium to soft.
You'll have a bit more grip than that on the start, but we need to warm the tyres properly now. Make sure you get some heat into the brakes as well.
Alright, so as I was saying, medium to soft tire strategy for us. So we're gonna be holding on to these mediums for a pretty long time, so the softs can come in nicely near the end of the race. As now we're gonna prepare our tires for a good launch off the line, as we're definitely gonna need it if we want to score some good points over here, as we have 5 red lights for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and it's lights out and away we go. Hamilton gets a very good start, Leclerc gets a good start as well, but Hamilton has a better start off the line. Alonso is in 3rd place, behind him Lando Norris, as we now slot into 5th place, as we get a bit of oversteer over there. That's kind of weird, considering we have brand new tires. But yeah, Verstappen is on our tail. He could be taking the inside line going into the hairpin turn of turn 5, as he takes 5th place away from us, as we're gonna now go into his slipstream using the battery early on in this race to make up as many positions as we can. A few drivers have taken penalties, so that means we started P6 instead of P7. I think that's how it works, right? We didn't take P1, so yeah, P6. So another driver or two got engine penalties for this race, as now Lando Norris ahead of us, approaching turn 9. Pretty tricky corner in itself, as you want to accelerate, but then if you give it too much throttle, you can definitely spin out near the exit of the corner. Now the hotel section, very hard to keep close to the cars ahead, as you can see over here, building a gap on Max Verstappen, but again a bit of oversteer, exiting, I believe that was turn 14, but it doesn't matter what turn that was. We are now under a second behind Lando Norris, as we're gonna target to stay behind, stay within his DRS range, right as DRS gets enabled, as the front 4 are staying pretty close to one another, but Max Verstappen is very close behind, as he is within our slipstream and could be using the ERS on his battery, but no, he's not. He's gonna stay ERS on his battery. But he's gonna stay behind us in 6th place with his teammate down in 7th. Gasly in 8th, Piastri in 9th, Stroll and Ocon fighting for 10th place as they swap positions. As you can see on the leaderboard over here, as we try to take the outside line on Lando Norris, it seems like we were able to get in his slipstream and close the gap, but it doesn't seem to be enough as he defends that position very well. We take the inside line going into that corner over there as we slot into 4th place behind Fernando Alonso in 3rd, as we're gonna now round the final 2 corners here to start the 3rd lap of the race in Alonso's DRS range. So we're gonna have DRS on Fernando Alonso over here. As you can see now, lap 4, Lando Norris close behind, as we are now still within Alonso's DRS range, as we have it now enabled, activate. We activate our DRS to get closer, and with battery deployment, we're definitely closing the gap on Fernando Alonso as we enter the chicane before the 2nd straight. And with another helping hand of DRS and Alonso's slipstream, we are going to be taking the outside line going into the long left-hander of turn 9. We stay on the outside. We almost bang wheels over there, but we take 3rd place and a purple middle sector over here. I can't, like, my breath, I can't catch my breath. There's too much happening at once. Anyway, lap 6, Verstappen overtook Alonso on that previous lap, as we are way too far behind to be within DRS range of Lewis Hamilton. He is 3.5 seconds ahead. Verstappen very close behind. Could he be making an overtake going into the hairpin? No, he's gonna buy this time using the DRS on the long back straight. As you can see over here, Verstappen with DRS. We're gonna try and make it hard for him to overtake as he makes the move before heading into the chicane. We try to stay on the outside, but Verstappen closes the door on us as we approach now the 2nd straight, and this time we have DRS on Verstappen. Can we make a move down into turn 9 as we're gonna look around down the inside, and we dive deep and very tight down the the pause on that but yeah, the move doesn't work out as Verstappen reclaims 3rd place after we momentarily had it. And lap 11 now. I don't know why I froze over there. My bind just shut off. But yeah, lap 12. This is our pit lap. So we're gonna have 7 laps on the soft tire. No threats from behind on that lap. Pause. Okay, I need to stop saying pause. Anyway, our pit lap. Leclerc already pitted. It looks like Verstappen also pitted and is 11 seconds behind. He's definitely gonna be ahead of us by the time we exit the pits, as we need a very good stop. Perez is in the pits as well behind us, as we are the last pit box on in the paddock. So we stay ahead of Perez, but it's gonna be a pretty tough job if we want to work our way back up into or close to the podium positions, as we have Gasly and Lando Norris ahead of us by 2.5 seconds. And by lap 15 we managed to close that gap down to 1 second, so we are now within DRS range of Pierre Gasly. Lando overtook Pierre Gasly, I think, was it? But we go very wide in turn 1, as we are now still within DRS range of Pierre Gasly, who is ahead of us. We are gonna have the helping hand of DRS going down the long straight. no, I just have nothing to say over here other than we're definitely gonna overtake Pierre Gasly. I think he has DRS on Lando Norris, but we're gonna use that first DRS zone to get ourselves closer to Gasly, as we're gonna prepare another attack on him going into turn 9. As we're now within his slipstream, we're gonna pull out to the right as we're gonna make a move round the outside. And does the move stick? We are still side by side going around the left-hander, and we are still side by side as we're approaching the hotel section. He's on the outside line, we're on the inside line. We're gonna take P6 here in Abu Dhabi as we are now on lap 16 of 20. Lando Norris very close ahead, but still a bit too far for us to be thinking about getting DRS on him. Going down the main street is the pit straight, idiot. The back straight, as now we are on lap end of lap 17. We are very close to Lando Norris. Gasly very close behind, as we have yellows ahead of us. Verstappen has spun out and Gasly crashes into him in the background, as you can see over there. That's a penalty for Max for sure. Perez goes through Verstappen in P8 or P7. Sorry, Gasly is definitely out of the session, not the section. Out of the session. Or out of the race, for better use of better words. I don't know, English. But anyway, yeah, DRS on Lando Norris going down the back straight, as I said previously before. As we're now gonna get closer to Lando Norris. Can we make a move down the inside, going into the chicane? We are side by side, but Lando Norris will stay ahead. Yeah, he will stay ahead of us, as we're gonna have a second helping hand from the DRS, as we now manage to finalize the move into P4. As now Alonso is the next car ahead of us, but it doesn't seem like these softs are gonna last that long. But either way, it's gonna be pretty hard to catch up to Alonso. 4 seconds ahead with 1 lap remaining. Lando Norris now behind us with DRS. We're gonna defend. We're not gonna defend. We are actually, yeah, we're not gonna defend. We're gonna let him by, as we're gonna benefit from the DRS on the second straight. As you can see over here, we have DRS on Lando Norris going towards turn 9. And with the slipstream, we're gonna pick to go round the outside, as we're gonna go side by side into the hairpin, and we end up ahead of Lando Norris on lap 19, going towards the hotel section over here. A pretty beautiful view, this actually. It's another of my PS4 shenanigans. Yes, I know I have a PS4 in 2024. Please leave me alone. I'm gonna get a PS5. But after I finish the series, because I can't, you know what, I'll explain this stuff later. It doesn't matter. Lap 20 out of 20. Hamilton ahead of Leclerc and Alonso in 3rd place. Lando Norris and ourselves are having a very fierce battle for the for 4th place, not the 4th place, for 4th place, as we are now going round turn 5 over here. Lando Norris with DRS, as he was the car behind at the detection point, and with DRS he's gonna try and make a move going into turn 6 over here, but he stays behind us as we go in a bit deep into the chicane, as we try to go for a defensive line going into turn 9. As we build a small gap over here, but with DRS, Lando Norris can manage to close that gap. He is now going around the outside. He's picking the outside line, but we defend it very well going down the inside as we hold our position. We are still side by side going into the hotel section. He backs out over there as we give him a very nice squeeze close to the wall. Pretty dangerous, but you know what, anything for P4 over here and we will be very happy. But out of the exit of that corner over there, we get a huge amount of oversteer, as Lando Norris now is again side by side on the final lap. Who's gonna end up ahead? Is it gonna be ourselves or Lando? It is Lando Norris for 4th place.
Wow, there it is, mate. The checkered flag, and the checkered flag on the season as well. And what a season it's been. We've had our ups and downs, but you know what? I've really enjoyed working with you, and I hope we can do it again. Nice one, mate. See you back at the pits.
It's been a roller coaster season, but they can go into the winter with their heads held high after an emphatic victory here today. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
While Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend, it's great to see them up on that podium once again.
Alright, so this is a season review. Pretty good season. I think we ended up in P4. I'm not so sure. I'm gonna see at the end of this clip over here. This is obviously post recording commentary as usual. But Hamilton on the top step of the podium doesn't resemble real life at all, as he's not even close. Just kidding. He's an amazing driver.
This result then narrows the gap between our championship leader and the rest of the standings. Well, after an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
It's got to be Lewis Hamilton. I mean, he pulled off some impressive feats out on the track today, even by his standards.
And it's another title in the bag for Red Bull after a long and hard-fought season. They've built an astonishing car this year, and the glory they'll be taking back to Milton Keynes is fully deserved. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Alright, so we are... look at the gap between us and Lando at the end of that race over there. Only 600ths of a second. We end up in the Drivers' Championship. We end the Drivers' Championship in P5. Max Verstappen was the champion a while ago. I think was in Qatar. I'm not so sure, but no, I think that's the real life. But we end up in P4 in the Constructors' Championship now, so the best of the rest over here. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please leave a like, subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram for more updates, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.